Is based on the types of the solid. For detailed lecture on the solid, you can check the video in the description. So first of all, there are two types of solid that is mainly discussed in the basics. So first one is crystalline and second one is amorphous. First of all, solids are those solids which have atoms, ions or molecules made up in a regular, definite and arranged pattern. The small repeating pattern of crystalline solid is called unit cell. Crystalline solids are basically those solids which have repeating pattern, are in a proper arrangement, like if there is a space in first and second molecule, so identically that space, that structure will be as it is copied in the upcoming third or fourth structure. So here crystalline solids are also known as unit cell because of its repeating patterns, because they are identical as well as repeating. Now crystalline solids are also known as true solid because of its structure. Let me tell you, if we have to cut a crystalline solid, so it is bit difficult because we can't cut crystalline solid in this pattern. It will take more time and more force. If we have to cut a crystalline solid, so first we should be known about the structure. So when we have to cut a crystalline solid, we will cut it in a way that doesn't touch or cut the atom. So crystalline solid is bit difficult to be cut down as compared to the amorphous. So let's talk about the amorphous. Okay, first we should be known about the example. So let's talk about the example. The basic, or we can say the conceptual example of the crystalline solid is table salt that we use in the daily basis. Apart from that, the diamond is the clear and bit complex example of the crystalline solid. If you take a look on the structure of the diamond, it is bit like this. If we join the dots, it will be like the diamond. But if you see its structure, it is repeating structure in 3 dimensions. So the crystalline solids exist in all dimensions as well as it has repeating structure. After that, amorphous solids are those solids which is totally opposite to the crystalline one, as well as it does not have any definite shape, it does not have any definite geometry, and it is totally opposite to crystalline. If we talk about its arrangement, it is disorder. The space between first and second one would be totally different from the space between the third and fourth one. That's why it is also called as pseudo solid. That means false solid. It is also known as super cool liquid. Why? Because when we transfer liquid into solid and we are just trying to make our amorphous solid, so there is a trick, or we can say that there is a technique that is used. We cool it down very rapidly. That's why it cannot arrange itself in a proper way, and this causes its structure to be disordered. So it is also called supercooled liquid. Cotton candy is the best example of the amorphous solid, and it does not have any structure. As you can see here, there is more space between these 5 molecules as compared to these molecules. So there is no proper arrangement, but still there is less space between the particles. That's why it is a solid. The glass that you see, you'll be pretending that it is whether amorphous or crystalline. But basically, glass is amorphous. Why? Because it has indefinite structure. As you can see, the space between these particles are, we can say that, less as compared to this structure. And if you see the process of making of glass, you'll observe that it is super cool solid. Liquid, because it's formed from the liquid to solid, is a process in which it is cooled down very rapidly. That's why its structure is bit disordered. That's why it is also called amorphous. So that was all about today's lecture. See you in next lecture.